BigHerc916, positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know, we do it over here. Man, it's so crazy how tribal black people are. I mean, we take where you're from, what you claim, to a whole nother level, man. And I was guilty of it at one point. You know, I guess there's something innate inside. I don't know if it's the DNA or something that makes it easy to adapt to these behavioral patterns. Kind of like when people get overly fanatic about a sports team, but it's something that, you know, black people got to work on, man. In general, I love the culture, man. I love the people, man. You know, the positive experiences, the fun times, but man, we've gotten tricked into a level of violence toward each other that is unprecedented. You know, I can remember back in the day, going back before, you know, there was the gangbanging, right? And you would have these different dance crews, right? You'd have, you know, your crew, maybe you guys wore the black and red Puma outfits. Then you had the other crew, maybe they wore the red and blue Adidas outfits. But it was just, you know, nobody was going to physically hurt anybody. It was all about calling each other out for dancing, right? Or you had the TI nylon breakdance sweatsuits that made all the noise when you moved and stuff. But it was all about, you know, out dancing each other, out breaking each other. And then you go from that into like the haircuts, you know what I mean, the flat tops, the side fades, and you know the dance moves, and you doing the little moves and stuff, and the hammer and all that. And you know there were still elements maybe in the hood of people, you know, tripping with each other, but it was just a lot of just dancing for fun, with nobody really like calling each other out physically. It wasn't like, you know, you were pretty much just having fun. You know, you were square. And then there became an element where a certain attire was associated with a certain stereotype, and then that puts you into a category of gangbanging, being a gangster. Some of the things were, you know, sports hats, certain teams, you know, most popular, you know, Dodgers, Cincinnati Reds, Pittsburgh Pirates, the Bulls, the Raiders. You know, you had all these teams, and they became tied in with gang culture. And then you had the Dickies, you know, the Ben Davis, you know, the white T-shirts. You know, you had the shoes. And it's like gradually black culture was programmed now to attack each other based on these symbols, these signals, these things that when you see them, it kind of like sparks something in you. And at one point, you know, when I went from skateboarding to you know, skateboarding, BMXing, to playing basketball, and you know, being want to be one of the cool guys, I got into wearing certain clothing that created these virtue signals, these signals that attracted a particular personality. And as I came in conflict with those different individuals for no reason at all. Didn't even know them from, anybody, but it created a conflict. And then that led to me taking on whatever personality, whatever I had on, and then, falling into a mind state, right? And it got to a point, when you're wearing certain things, people pull up, hey man, what? Where you from? And I don't want to say the gangs and stuff because I don't want to promote that stuff, man. And I talk from experience. I don't want to promote it, man, because I love these young people, man, and I hate to see them going out like that. But, yeah, you get pulled up on, and when you feel you are disrespected, then you want to go and do the disrespecting. And it just becomes a tribal apocalypse, bro. It's just horrible, right? Colors, neighborhoods, blocks, streets, whatever you want to claim. And yeah, man, it gets wild, man. And the more of one particular color you can wear in a place where there could possibly be somebody with a different color, it means that you're tougher now. You got heart, because you're going somewhere where there's going to be somebody else with that other conflicting possible color on, representing their hood or their block or whatever, and you're going to let them know where you're from by your clothing you're wearing. Maybe you might even throw up a sign at them. You throw up a sign from a distance, and dude, literally throwing up a sign to get you killed. Wearing that color get you killed. Wearing certain shoes get you killed. Certain color shoelaces in a shoes get you killed by people that look just like you. How crazy is that shit, man? That they sold that to the black community, to the black culture, bro. They sold that to us. And how many young black men have killed each other over beefs that they knew nothing about? Blocks, hoods. I mean, that shit it just blows me away, man. And then, watching this video right here of this shootout in this club in Brooklyn. I mean,
to an argument that then takes a turn for the worst. Arrows apparently pointing out those with guns.
I don't know how many gunshots went off. I lost count. I couldn't keep up with how many got, people were shooting in there, how many gunshots, different guns. I mean, it sounded wild, but how many people got, over what? This dude flashed a sign, and like I said, man, I'm not judging, man. I'm just saying, because I've been in situations not as bad as that, but similar situations, man, and it's like, man, I feel like, damn, man, luckily I didn't lose my life, but all that for what, man? I was programmed for some bullshit. I was trained to go over some bullshit, over nothing, man. I wasn't making no money off that bullshit. It wasn't doing me anything to uplift my people with that bullshit, but I was on that same bullshit. I done been to clubs when I was young, though. You young, you think you're a superhero. 20, 21, 18, I thought I was, 18, I was, ready to go to clubs, see people, go to the club, looking for some females, and then looking to see, what other dudes up in there who think they hard, who think they're harder than me and my homies, or who think they, running shit. Okay, you see them over there, they wearing that. Okay, all right. We're going to see if they're going to do any weird signs with their hands while they dancing and this and that. I mean, that's how stupid we got with this shit. And then, yeah, sure enough, somebody throw a sign. Oh, man, you see that? Woo, woo, woo. What's up? Woo, throw our sign. It's loud. It's music, dancing, women. But this is the type of bullshit that they programmed us for. We bought into it. Young, undeveloped minds. Dude, we up in the club. Woo, woo, wah, wah. Brrr, boom, boom. We getting down. Boom, 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 boom. You like, oh, shit. People, DJ booth, record scratch, You know, people getting thrown in the air. I'm doing WWE moves up in there. Man, we go to leave the club, man. I'm 18, man. 18. Yeah, I'm 18. I don't think it's an 18 and over club. We go to leave the club, and man, these dudes had called back up, and there's probably 20 to 30 something dudes outside. And I thought, hey man, it's the melee is over. I'm like, hey man, we trying to leave. What's happening? Oh, what's up? Woo woo wop. They chamber a shotgun. Man, we broke, bro. These dudes kicked the door in of the club. The club owner, he got beat up, right? We couldn't even leave the club, right? We, going and try to find somewhere for the ditch to get the hell out the way so we don't get mobbed up. Because these dudes, there's maybe 5 or 6 of us. There's maybe not even 5. And these dudes are probably 20 over 20 something deep, probably close to 30. I mean, I couldn't see. It was so many thugged out dudes through the doors I seen. They was deep. But that type of shit, man, that's the type of shit that at one point I was entertaining myself with at 18 as a young, immature, lost soul with no direction, man. That was part of the summer melee, at 18, just graduated high school. Should have never been in an environment like that. Should have never been, trying to virtue signal with the clothing and just, it was a bad look. That place, that club was we knew it was going to be some bullshit, but that's the type of shit we used to look for. And that's the type of shit a lot of these young people look for, man. You got to think, man, look, when you see certain people outside in line to go somewhere, or you go to a bar or to a function and you see a certain demographic of what appears to be potentially what looks like gangsters in plain sight, it ain't somewhere you need to be, man. As you get older, you get more mature, you kind of look at things differently. When I was young, I was thinking that shit was exciting, man. And I didn't really learn my lessons until I went to the federal pen, man, and I got just really sat down because I was still one of those dudes. I just felt like, I could push that weight, man, as far as, muscle my way into things and do things. And it wasn't a good look, man. And, when people say, oh man, look at you, now you're trying to tell us a bank robber trying to give us advice. Well, who you want to take it from? Somebody who's lived a life? Or you want to take it from the square? You don't even want to take it at all. You don't want to take any advice because you're just a knucklehead. You're a knucklehead and you don't want to hear anything. You just want to be able to do and not be accountable for anything. And I'm telling you, at one point you will be accountable. Even if you don't get caught for one thing, you might get caught for something else. You're thinking you got caught for that, but really it's a bunch of shit that accumulated. So it's life lessons, man. But this right here, this shooting in this club, this shit was wild, man. That shit sounded like they had damn fireworks going off in there, man. And I mean, there's nowhere to go. Everybody just shooting. Crazy, bro. Crazy. But I got love for my people, man. And, to be honest, man, it's just there's one group and there's another group, man. And you can't mix the two, man. I tell you, man. If you're going to play this side over here and be the square and try to do things that are positive, be around people who aren't with the violence and just, trying to mad dog each other, you got to get to a point where you're old enough where you don't have to look hard in the camera all the time. I still see dudes, some of them posing. Like, what is that, man? Who are you flexing on, bro? You're 50 years old. You're still trying to look crazy to the camera. How long are you going to try to have a hard ass look? Dudes used to look in the mirror practicing that look. How hard can you look? Just putting on a mean mug, an ugly face. Come on, man. Teach these young people something different, man. It's all right to smile. You're not a cornball or softy if you smile, bro. You can smile at the camera. You ain't got to flex. Ain't nobody to try to beat up, man. You ain't got to like look like you ready to take off on the next dude that walks by. That shit is crazy, man. It's crazy, man. But this is the type of tribalism, the type of shit they want to ingrain and still program, and then say, oh, well, this is who you are. And this is not who we are, man. You don't have to be like that. You can make choices. You can make choices. You could be better. You could be around people of a different mentality, but it's out there if you're looking for it, flashing back, man, juvenile hall. And why? That was one of the things, man. It's looking hard. Working if you're working in the kitchen, you're serving food, you're looking hard. If you're working out, you're looking hard. Everything's looking hard. And then you got to unprogram yourself not to look so hard because you scare people. You on swole and you mad dogging everybody. People scared to death. Like, damn, man, who's he gonna take off on? Is this guy upset at me? The programming is real, bro. But you got to be conscious of it. And a lot of people are, but they discontinue with it because they think that's who they are. You can change. You don't have to be that person, man. So I just want to share that with you, man. I got a bunch of other stories like that when I was a youngster, man. You're young, man. You feel like a superhero. I know I felt like I was just, the shit, And got a lot of ego when you're young. A lot of pride. You don't have no life experiences. You don't want to hear shit, until somebody really sits you down and makes you think, breaks you all the way down. And like I said, I'm not here to be your daddy or your father, your brother. I'm just here to be somebody, man, that gives you some game, and hopefully you can see the big picture, bro. Because we've been tricked, and we just killing each other over nothing, man. We shooting at each other, we beating each other up, for nothing, man. Just doing senseless shit for nothing, bro. All that talent, and then you get locked up, and then you find out that you're a musical genius. You know how to play all the instruments, or you're a great cook, but you're doing it in prison for free. BigHerc916, man. What's up, everybody? BigHerc916, and it's going down in less than a week. October 5th, the Flexing Hulk print drops will be available on the website, BigHerc916.com. Numbers 1 through 50. When they're gone, they're gone. You don't want to miss out. Store. So make sure you pick up a sticker for your car, or a patch, or a sticker for your laptop, or maybe a beanie, or read one of the many books that BigHerc916 has authored. Coming. I gotta hurry up and wash my ass. Go to BigHerc916.com, pick you up a bar of soap, and wash your ass, or else you're gonna be under arrest too. Oh shit.